Tam sasamso janarajnim Vistyate putra artiha Atilapta chiranasto Rakshitha mandalam bhuvaha Tam unto Queen Suniti Sasam Suhu offered praise Janaha the people in general Rajni unto the queen Drishtya by fortune Te your putraha son Artiha will vanquish all your pain Pratilaptaha now return Chiram since a long time Nastaha lost Rakshita will protect Mandalam the globe Bhuvaha earthly. Translation: the residents of the palace praised the queen. My dear queen, your beloved son was lost a long time ago, and it's your great fortune that he now has come back. It appears therefore that your son will be able to protect you for a very long time and will put an end to all your material pains. Please respond. The residents of the palace praised the queen. Dear queen, your beloved son was lost a long time ago, and it is your great fortune that he now has come back. It appears therefore that your son will be able to protect you for a very long time and will put an end to all your material pains. Go to the next verse. Abhyarchita tvaya nunam bhagavan pranatartiha yat anodhyayino dhira mrityum jikyu sudurjayam. Dear Queen, you must have worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead who delivers his devotee from the greatest danger. Person who constantly meditates upon him surpasses the cause of birth and death. This perfection is very difficult to achieve. Dear Queen, you must have worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead who delivers his devotees from the greatest danger. Persons who constantly meditate upon him surpass the cause of birth and death. This perfection is very difficult to achieve. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Duru Maharaj was the lost child of Queen Suniti, but during his absence he always meditated upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was able to rescue his devotee from all dangers. While Duru Maharaj was absent from his home, not only did he undergo severe austerities in the forest of Madhuvan, but at home also his mother prayed to the Supreme Lord for his safety and good fortune. In other words, the Lord was worshipped both by the mother and the son, and both were able to achieve the supreme benediction from the Supreme Lord. The word Sudurjayam, an adjective which indicates that no one can conquer that, is very significant. When Duru Maharaj was away from his home, his father thought that he was dead. Ordinarily, a king's son, only 5 years old and away from home in the forest, would certainly be supposed dead. But by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only was he saved, but he was blessed with the highest perfection. Oma Jnanatimirandasya Gnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshadam Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sankritam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamam Gadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagajatam Sagana Raghunathamitam Tam Sat Varjinam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Saganam Gita Sri Shakam Vidam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchna Gurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shavanu Vishta Devi Pranamami Hare Kriya Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhevcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaram Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Desatari Prabhu Nityananda Yadvaita Gadadara Shiva Shri Gauravata Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, thank you very much for joining us on this class in 4952, Srimad Bhagavatam, pastimes of Guru Maharaj. So, you can see here that Dhruva Maharaj left home and he was away for almost 6 months, and he was 5 years old boy. Naturally, anyone at that age disappears for 6 months, nobody expects him to come back alive. And parents will assume that he has died. Yes, 5 years old boy will go out, how you'll know he come back. So the thing is that the boy's mother was also a great devotee. She was also praying to the Lord for safety. You understand this point? Anyone who takes shelter of the Lord, then the Lord guarantees safety. Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, Nehi vikrama nastosti pratyavayorna vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bayat. Is that? In this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. What is the most dangerous type of fear? No food. Huh? Going to hell. What else? Huh? What?
Cycle of birth and death.
Yes. Actually, that is the real fear, death. Because someone will not see hell until he is dead. But death is a reality, is it not? If someone is told he is going to die, he will be very fearful. Yes? Yes or not? So therefore, the little endeavor on this devotional path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. You follow this point? Death is at all not pleasing. Right? says in this verse, that is at all not pleasing. Death is not at all pleasing, since everyone is exactly like a condemned man been led to the place of execution. What possible happiness can people derive from material objects or the gratification they provide? Uh, that is not. You may try to have a lot of money, you try to be very successful, but nobody can escape from death. Even if people know how to achieve happiness and avoid unhappiness, they still do not know the process by which death will not be able to exert its power over them. Understand this point? What? As Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what is that verse? Sure as death. Mrityu sarvachas aham. 10? 10:34. See, I come as sure as death. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mrityuhu sarva harashchaham udbhavascha bhavishyantam kirti sritva cha narinam smriti meda titi chama. I am all devouring death. I am all devouring death. Are you following? So that nobody can escape. Once the material body has been coming into place, what is that verse? Jatasya durva mrityu, mrityu jatasya 22. Jatasya hai durva mrityu, durvam janma mritasya cha. Tashmat pariharyarate natam sochitam arhasi. One who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after that, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So that is certain. Nobody can escape from death. Because material body will die. Material body what? Understand? Krishna says, nobody can escape from death. The terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any shelter other than myself. For I am the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of all creation and also the Supreme Soul of all souls. So the terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any shelter other than myself. Try to understand that how Krishna is manifesting death in this material world. Are you following? So when we are here, captivated by this sense of death, but we are not making any endeavor for this. It says here, the only way we can escape this is taking shelter of the Lord. Taking shelter of the Lord. As you can see, there's one verse before this. Thus the devotee who worships me, the all-pervading Lord of the universe, and unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspiration to be promoted to the heavenly planets, or to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relation with the body. I take him to the other side of birth and death. So if you take up this devotional service, the Lord will take you to the other side. What is the other side? Spiritual world. Heaven is still in the material world. Spiritual world. Yes. When you go to the spiritual world, there is no birth, death, only disease. You follow? But if you do not go to the spiritual world, you stay in the material world, then you have to what? Yes, for those who have no faith, Krishna says here, Ashudadana Purusha Dharma Sasya Parantapa Aprapyamam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vatmani. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain need or conquer of enemies. Therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. What? So those who do not have faith in Krishna, they have to come back here, take birth and die, and take birth and die again, and keep taking birth and die. You cannot escape. Not possible. Not possible. Nobody can help you. Nobody. What? Nobody can help. Says here, even great personalities like Lord Brahma, he also has to go undergo birth and death. Abrahama bhuvanaloka punavartinorjuna mamapetu tu kaunteya punajanma na vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. Understand this? The topmost planet in the material world to the bottom, lowest, all are places of misery wherein birth and death take place repeatedly. What? But one who attains my Obodosana Kunti never takes birth again here. You understand this point? What is that? You can try anything else. Even you can try anything you like, but it will not work. It is explained here. O Uddhava, greatest of saints, in a dangerous situation an ordinary person cries, becomes fearful and laments. Although such useless emotion do not change the situation, but activities offered to me without personal motivation, even if they are externally useless, amount to the actual process of religion. You're following? Huh? Are you understanding? My dear Uddhava, because I have personally established it, the process of devotional service unto me is transcendental and free from any material motivation. Certainly a devotee never suffers even the slightest loss by adopting this process. There is no loss. And death is what? Great loss. Is it not? Huh? Yes? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, yes, I shall describe you to the principles of devotion to me, by executing which a mortal human being will conquer unconquerable death. Huh? Are you understanding? You see how powerful this devotional service is. So the little boy, he went to practice Krishna consciousness and his mother was praying. Yes? So only by the power of the Lord's protection, huh? By the Lord's protection, Chipram bhavati dharmatma sasvachanti nigachyate kauntaya pratijanehi name bhakta. He quickly become righteous and attain lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare boldly that my devotee never perishes. You follow? Because under the protection of Krishna, then nothing can affect. You follow? Nothing can affect. Because the Lord is protecting. It is explained in the Bhagavatam, the enemies of Krishna, the devotees, they were very secure in Krishna's protection, that they even went into the mouth of Agasura. You know, the Agasura opened the mouth, the snake. All the boys went inside. And they say, even anything happened, Krishna is there, he will protect. You see that? How much they were assured of Krishna's protection. See this point? As devotees. Only devotees, they can overcome death. You know, it's explained here, in other words. Give me a minute, I just look for this. The devotees who worship you as the shelter of all beings disregard death and place their feet on his head. But with the words of the Vedas, you bind the non-devotees like animals, though they be vastly learned scholars. It is your affectionate devotees who can purify themselves, others, not those who are inimical to you. See that? The devotees who worship you as the shelter of all beings disregard death and place their feet on his head. When death comes, they what? They step over the death. Just like here, Dhruva Maharaj, when the death was coming, he placed his head, his leg on the death, and he climbed over to the Vaikuntha plane. Can you find that verse for me? Those who have got the thing in the Dhruva Maharaj story when he's leaving the body. Can you find that verse? You see how devotees, they are, fearless. Devotees must become fearless. Because why? They have taken shelter of Krishna. You follow? They have taken what? So they become fearless. You got it? Dhruva Maharaj? Huh?
3:14:6.
How can 3:14:6? Huh?
Small description.
No, in the fourth chapter, fourth canto now we are reading, Dhruva Maharaj will be leaving his body. Can you look at the fourth canto? That when death came to take him, he placed his leg on the death and he climbed over to the airplane. You see, why? Because devotees, they take shelter of Krishna. Apanam samsritim goram yannama vivasvoganan tataha satyo vimuchyeta yadhibhati swayam vayam. Living beings who are entangled in these complicated masses of birth and death can be freed immediately by even unconsciously chanting the holy name of Krishna, which is fear by fear personified. That means that is fearing who? Krishna. Are you following? So if you take shelter of Krishna, then you cannot become fearful. You cannot what? Become fearful. You follow? It's like here, what is that? You see how Dhruva Maharaj example? 4, 12. Not here. We're talking about 20, 30. When Dhruva Maharaj was attempting to get on the transcendental plane, he saw death personified approach him. Not caring for death, however, he took advantage of the opportunity to put his feet on the head of death, and thus he got up on the airplane, which was as big as a house. When an airplane was, see? You see that? In the purport, it is explained that to take the passing away of a devotee and the passing away of a non-devotee is one and the same, is completely misleading. While ascending the transcendental airplane, Dhruva Maharaj suddenly saw death personified before him, but he was not afraid. Instead of that giving him trouble, Guru Maharaj took advantage of that present and put his feet on the head of death. People with poor found knowledge do not know the difference between the death of a devotee and the death of a non-devotee. And there's a connection example is given. A cat carries its kitten in his mouth. It also catches a rat in his mouth. Superficially, the catching of the rat and the kitten appear to be one and the same, but factually they are not. When the cat catches the rat in its mouth, it is mean death for the rat. Whereas when the cat catches the kitten enjoys it. When Dhruva Maharaj boarded the airplane, he took advantage of rival death personified who came to offer him obeisances. Putting his feet on the head of death, he got on the unique airplane which is described here to be as big as the. So you try to understand how devotees they see death. I think there's another verse. Parikshit Maharaj, he was saying 119 something, I think. Let death come, I am not frightened, for I am glorifying the Lord. I think it's 119. Huh? So you see how devotees, they've taken shelter of Krishna, they become fearless. They become what? Fearless. They're no bothered. Because the fear is gone. They're not even frightened to go to hell or heaven, they don't care. What is that verse? Hmm? Huh? Parikshit Maharaj. 119? See, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, while the, no, not this, 119, you say here, O Brahmanas, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul. Let Mother Ganges, the representative of the Lord, also accept me in that way. For I have already taken the lotus feet of Krishna, the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. Let the snake bird or whatever magical thing the Brahmana created bite me at once. I only desire that you will continue singing the deeds of Lord Vishnu. See that? You're not frightened. In fact, devotees want to die now. What is that verse? Beginning line for that. I won't go to hell or go to. What is that first line? I think 6th canto. Narayana paraha sarve kutasna bhibhayate. They don't care. Devotees going to heaven or go to hell or go where. As long as they can be chanting Krishna's name, they are not frightened. You see? You follow? Yesterday I think we showed you one verse, right? 5:19 what? 12. Not 5:19, 12, what is it? 14. Materialists are generally very attached to the present bodily comforts and to the bodily comforts that they expect in the future. And therefore, they are always absorbed in thoughts of their wives, children, and wealth, and are afraid of giving up their bodies, which are full of stool and urine. If a person engaged in Krishna consciousness, however, is also afraid of giving up his body, then what is the use of having labor to study the Shastra? It was simply a waste of time. Are you following this point? If after knowing all these things you are frightened of death, then why you come to study? What? Huh?
Not prepared to die.
Huh? Then something is wrong in your devotional practice. Are you understanding?
But usually 4 types of people come from devotion, right? Who wants material? Sometimes it's very difficult to give up this.
One of the first things that you get to Krishna is that you become fearless. Even you are 4 kind or 5 kind. You come to Krishna means you become totally fearless. That's simple. You understand? But if you are coming to Krishna and you are becoming fearful, that means you are not accepted Krishna all in all. You follow? Yes. Because when you chant Krishna's name, immediately you become, just now we read, subconsciously chanting, immediately you become fearless. Because the name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. Huh? There's one verse. If you chant the Lord's name, I think it's 12. Subconsciously chanting. You're sneezing. Give me a minute. Yes. Even if when falling, sleeping, feeling pain or sneezing, one involuntarily cries out in a loud voice, obeisance to Lord Hari, one will be automatically free from all his sinful reactions. Understand this point? Just by chanting Hare Krishna, you get free. Can see here, in other words, terrified, about to die, a man collapses on his bed. Although his voice is faltering and is hardly conscious of what he's saying, if he utters the holy name of the Supreme Lord, he can be freed from the reaction of fruitive work and achieve the supreme destination. But still, people in the age of Kali will not worship the Supreme Lord. In other words, if you're going to die, you just say, Hare Krishna, finish. Everything is over. But he will not. He will not. This is the problem. Alright, we're going to stop here. Any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Is there any question in the Facebook?
Even you know the content of Hare Krishna, there is no message.
Only Krishna can remove your sinful reaction. Nobody has got the power to do that. Not the demigods also cannot do that. Yes. Nobody. Even Lord Shiva says, if you want to get out of this mess, you must take shelter of only Vishnu. Moksha pradata, mukti pradata, Vishnu eva na samsaya. Nobody. Not Brahma, not Shiva, nobody. Alright? No other. Alright, we will stop here.